What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we're asking a terrifying question, Justin. What if the Black Series died?
Yes, more specifically, if the line died, what would we do?
We often have this discussion in private about what would we do, especially with the channel. Mm-hmm. But we're going to kind of talk about what we would do if we would still collect action figures, what action figures we would collect. Mm-hmm. This is just kind of a interesting little off the beaten path topic today.
Yeah, I basically just have like 4 questions that I would like to ask you and myself. But yeah, hit like, subscribe if you're new, and shout out to the Basement Battalion channel members who will be watching this episode early. Now, Nate, you wake up tomorrow, old Yak Face puts on their Instagram, the Black Series has died.
But Justin, isn't the line already dead?
You can stop typing that comment right now. I knew someone, at least one person was typing it, but now it's unoriginal, so you can't comment it. So you wake up one day. Yakface says the line is dead. Hasbro has canceled the Black Series. First question is just your initial gut reaction.
I mean, I'd probably be pretty devastated, not gonna lie.
It's
been such a huge part of our lives for so long, not just like in terms of the channel itself, but just collecting in general, like especially collecting the Black Series. You know, we've been collecting this line for 8 years pretty much at this point, which is a significant amount of time to dedicate yourself to a line of action figures.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely be bummed out hearing that news, and you're exactly right. It's almost like a piece of the puzzle that is our lives. Mm-hmm. It's like something that, especially with the channel, it's something that I would say is a pretty defining characteristic.
Right.
So, I would definitely be bummed out, pretty upset. We would have to hashtag save the Black Series.
Right. I definitely think the Black Series will come to an end one day. It has to.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if they keep making Star Wars content, I guess they'll always have something.
Right. Well, you never know. The sales could decline so low that they would stop producing figures, although I don't think that would ever really happen. And I also do just want to briefly say, another reason we're talking about this, like the Black Series being dead, is, of course, a lot of figures showing up at Ollie's for, pretty significant discount. People are saying, like, oh, is this the end of the line? Is this the end of the line? I just quickly want to say, no, it's not. Overstock, pretty common thing.
Yeah, things have been going on sale since the very beginning. Wave 1 went on sale down to like $10 on Amazon back in 2013. It's always been a thing. So we're not saying the line is necessarily dying. It's just a hypothetical.
Yeah.
But yes, first question, 1 out of 4, initial gut reaction, definitely devastation.
Absolutely. So most people that watch the show know that we also do collect other lines of action figures outside of the Black Series.
True.
So Justin, what would you pivot to? The Black Series is no more. Suddenly, so much budget is freed up to you.
True.
Where's your pivot point?
Well, the number 2 question on here is what other lines do we collect? So just to answer that, I casually collect NECA. Mostly NECA horror stuff like Friday the 13th, other slashers, Alien Xenomorph type stuff, sci-fi. Mm-hmm. I also collect a little bit of McFarlane, DC, mostly Batman stuff. I also collect a little bit of Spider-Man Marvel Legend figures, just Spider-Man mainly. Mm-hmm. A little bit of Spartan collection from Jazzwares, the 7-inch Halo series. I have a few Micro Galaxy Squadron items, and then obviously I do have the Lego shelf, but I have since told myself that I am done with Lego because I'm limiting myself to 1 Lego bookshelf. It's done. The key indicator, though, is those are lines I casually collect. Oh, also the Hammond collection. Mm-hmm. That is one I've actually gone out of my way to get most of the releases from. Mm-hmm. I love Jurassic Park, so I do also collect the Hammond collection. But aside from Hammond Collection, it's really just the periodical pickup.
Right.
For NECA, it's like maybe 2 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't necessarily call that a pivot, but I do collect other lines.
Yeah.
How about you? What other lines do you collect other than Black Series?
Well, you guys know me. I am the resident plastic crackhead of this channel.
Truth.
So I pretty much have dipped my toes into everything. Like literally almost everything. I at least have one figure for the most part. But I would say outside of Black Series, NECA Horror specifically, would probably be my second largest collection. But like you said, they don't really release that many horror figures a year. So while my collection is pretty large, it's been building over 10 years. And even over that span of time, it's still only like 50-ish figures compared to the 300-something Black Series figures, you know? Spider-Man Marvel Legends.
Oh, of course.
A little bit of X-Men in there, but mostly Spider-Man Marvel Legends.
Right.
NECA Godzilla, which unfortunately, rest in peace, that line is actually dead. So there's no more of that.
Oh, great.
DC Multiverse as well from McFarlane. That started off really strong, but as of late, they've been doing more and more stuff that I'm really not familiar with. So I've actually kind of really backed off that line just because of, I don't know these characters and I don't know these costumes.
Right.
So I'm not really picking up too much in that regard. Those are like my main things that I collect. So yeah, like I was saying, like pivoting to something, it almost like it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same because a lot of these companies don't do like waves, like NECA doesn't do waves of figures. It's like one.
Yeah, that leads into question number 3, and we can talk about even franchise specific and as part of this question. Is there a line you would collect just as hardcore? Because for me, Star Wars is like my number one top highest priority. Star Wars is pretty much the only franchise that I would be buying in the same quantities that I do now. And I would want like every single trooper variant, every look of Luke Skywalker, like all the deep cut characters that the Black Series has. Like we just got Darth Malak and Bastila Shan from a video game from the mid 2000s. So there really isn't any other franchise for me that I would collect as hardcore as I do Star Wars. But at the same time, I would not pivot to like Hot Toys for Star Wars. I wouldn't. SH Figuarts, they come out with like 1, maybe 2 Star Wars figures a year. Mafex, Bandai Model Kits, like their releases are so few and far between that I'm like, I wouldn't get into those. I thought maybe answering this with the Jazzwares Micro Galaxy Squadron, but they don't come with stands and like, it's just a lot of ships that you would hang off the ceiling. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't pivot to that.
Right.
I don't want to go down the Lego rabbit hole. I'm out of the Lego rabbit hole. I don't want to go back in.
You dug your way out.
So like literally the only franchise that comes close is Jurassic Park. But then again, in the Hammond collection, you almost have every human character from the first film.
Yeah.
Like a single release of The Lawyer. That's pretty much your main cast. So there really isn't a franchise like Star Wars out there where I'm just looking at your shelf and there's probably 300 plus figures.
Easy.
Like there's no franchise, no Batman, no Spider-Man, nothing to where I would be that hardcore about collecting. I would still collect because all those lines that I collect, I still like casually picking things up, but that's all it would be. Is just the casual once or twice a year, or probably a few times a year if you're counting all lines.
Right.
But it would be nowhere near as hardcore as far as like following news, like the yak face of whoever these other franchise yak faces are.
Yeah.
How about you? Is there any other line that could replace Black Series? I mean, TVC maybe for you.
Maybe, but at the same time, I pretty much just like to stick with the Jabba's Palace stuff because that's what's really fun to me is like the unique background characters. And even a lot of those aren't actually TVC figures. They're older Saga collection, other lines that are just 3 3/4 inch. But I would just have to say, like, if anything, it would be NECA horror in general, not like a specific horror movie or horror franchise, but that would probably be the next thing, because I'm pretty deep into it. I like to get the 7-inch Ultimates. I like to get the 8-inch cloth figures. I do like all the Universal Monster stuff, all the, modern 80s, 90s slasher stuff that they've made. So I feel like that's like as hardcore as you can get into something else, because it's not like they go, they don't go deep like Black Series does, where you don't, there's no Survivor figures for any, no Final Girls. You can get a Laurie Strode.
True.
But that's it. There's no survivors from Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween for the most part. So it's like those lines don't even go, they don't even try to go that
There's
deep.
no like comparable line to the Black Series, like no G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, Power Rangers. Like we wouldn't go down any of those routes.
Yeah, because they just don't mean as much as Star Wars does to us. I mean, Star Wars is our bread and butter.
Some people can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Some people will be like, I'm done with Marvel Legends, I'm pivoting to Batman, and they're buying things that they don't know what it's from, but it's just like, oh, it's a cool design. I'm not like that. Yeah. I can't, like, I'm not going to pivot to G.I. Joe because I didn't grow up with G.I. Joe. I don't have nostalgia for it.
Yeah.
I've never gotten into it. And also with TVC, I don't want to rebuy all these characters that I've built an entire library of Black Series figures in. Same thing with, like, if Hasbro were to lose the license, like, please no, I don't want to rebuy a Darth Vader, a Stormtrooper, a Luke, a Han, Leia, etc. So I genuinely think if the Black Series died, that's it for Star Wars for me. I got what I got, because no other company, they're not going to do Super Battle Droid, Max Rebo, Pre-Vizsla, and whoever else is on our most wanted list.
Right, yeah. There's no other company that handles Star Wars that goes as deep as Hasbro. The next up in line for a 6-inch Star Wars competitor is SH Figuarts. And they release 2, 3, 4 figures a year, and they're all new media now. So Justin, we'd be in the same boat.
Right. It's the heavy hitting, like another Boba Fett.
Right.
Oh, another Vader.
Yeah.
It's like those types of characters.
It's Obi-Wan, Vader, Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, Boba Fett, Stormtrooper, Luke Skywalker. Repeat.
So, I mean, I genuinely think that would be it for Star Wars collecting on my end and your end.
Yep, probably.
Aside from maybe Jabba's Palace TVC stuff. The last question I wanted to propose is, what would happen to the channel? And if you follow the live streams or you're in the Discord, you already know what my idea is.
Wait,
No
where are you
way.
at?
Norski!
Where are you?
All mine! These are all mine!
No! Stop having fun!
Freaking clip it!
Stop having fun!
You already know we're launching that OOTB Minecraft realm. All are welcome.
Yeah, right.
And we're just gonna stream, and the channel is gonna die.
It's gonna plummet and drop off of a cliff.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what would happen. Pivot back to doing whatever we want?
The thing about YouTube is they punish you for going against the grain. So we've established ourselves as a Black Series YouTube channel, right? The moment we do something that's not Black Series,
Oh yeah.
it crashes and burns because you just don't get rewarded in the algorithm. It's super confusing. It's not that chill, if I'm going to be honest, because it kind of limits what you can do on your channel. So the channel, I would say it would die.
Probably would.
And for the people who really, really like us, stick around, because I would probably just stream games.
Right.
I would probably just play video games
And
on the channel.
The Blu-ray update would come back.
Oh no.
Yeah, the movie content would come back. All the other action figure lines that I collect, those reviews would come back. It'd be like prime time out of the basement,
Yeah.
2016-ish, 2017-ish.
I feel like if the Black Series did die and we still wanted to create some type of content, like especially if we wanted to do movie review type stuff, fresh channel.
Oh, absolutely.
Fresh channel.
Absolutely.
I think Out of the Basement would definitively die as a YouTube channel with the Black Series. And that's just a result of the YouTube algorithm. So Minecraft Realm it is. Day one, I'm launching that son of a bitch whenever the Black Series dies.
So you could be here and join the realm and we'll mine some diamonds together.
Yeah, because like I love streaming games.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And I wish we could do it more often, but people just prefer us sitting in a chair and talking.
Yep. And that's okay, but at the same
okay.
time, it's like I wish some more people would watch us when we want to play video games.
Maybe I wish the Black Series would die so we could get that Minecraft realm started. Am I right, boys? Ultimately, everything crashes, burns, and dies. I would not really collect hardcore anymore. I would just do the occasional pickups of other lines that I collect, but nothing would even come close to the amount of Black Series that I have or buy. The channel would die. We would be out of a cool side hustle community.
Maybe.
But that was the topic of the episode.
It's dark and grim.
It's dark and gritty. You'd think Zack Snyder directed this
Yeah.
episode.
Basically, to quote Vince McMahon, life sucks and then you die.
And that's the answer to this question. You guys wanted this topic, all right?
Yep,
You
that's
brought
true.
it on yourselves.
Yep. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about the Black Series here on the channel, which, by the way, Black Series isn't going anywhere.
True.
Remember, don't freak out when you see action figures on sale at an overstock store. It's something that has happened since the dawn of time, since the beginning of the Black Series. You know, you don't just see Black Series at your Ollie's and all that. You know, you see
True.
many other lines from many other companies. So it's not an indication of anything really other than we produced too many of X figure and they didn't sell. With that being said, don't forget to check out the channel membership in the description of this video. It is the best way to support us. If you join the Basement Battalion, that gets you early access to Figure It Out.
Wow.
And monthly entries on the Wheel of Rebo to win fabulous Black Series prizes.
True that. Also, join that Discord. Hit the link. It's free. Join our community.
There are links for everything down in the description. Big shout out and special thank you to all of our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.